Let's get start demo first. So this is one application which is I created with the Fluent API template, which is including in Blazor, and it is providing this home controller and counter, and those all the actually component, or that we can say that controller actually providing us with our, what is say, like it is a predefined controller, so we can just use with the very nice flexibility. The look feel is also better. Like if you see, I can just ascending descending. It's a very easy way which is handling by this itself, this controller as well. Like say I using that grid controller, so that grid controller itself has those flexibility. And also see, then when I scroll up, so also we are able to easily load only those data. After loading there's another next data, right? So many flexibility give us to that blazor, that blazor fluent api component and controller. So let's get start to implementation. So first what I will show you, this is the link actually. So this is a link, and let me show you in the zoom and bit. So this is the link which is actually the provide all the controller and all the installation things they are providing, like fluent UI.blazor.net. And here you are able to see in the right side, the home inside, that's many things over here. Like for example, if I talk about that some layout components, so header, footers, grid, anything, right? And also if a component, so according component, anchor component, and there's a grid button, this is a controller. So those are controller you can use easily, also which provide the many all the it a complete controller actually provide this fluent UI. So we don't actually require actually many things we have to cover, right? So we have to cover style and those are things. So everything is actually handling itself this control. So let's get start first. So what I can do first, before using this template, what you need to do, you just use that template, right? So this is a Microsoft Fluent API .NET Core template, which is you have to just install. So this is the way you can install. Just open any command prompt, and here just specify and then hit enter. Once you enter, if already I have already installed, right? So that's why it's saying it's already installed. But yeah, if you first time you turn do, so definitely it should be installed properly. There's no issue. Next, you have to install .NET 8 as well. So it is supporting with the .NET 8 version. So make sure you have already installed .NET. So let me open a Visual Studio. Once you install this template, you will get those template, right? So if you create a new project, you will able to see this template. See, these two template actually they will provide. Like first is the Fluent Blazor API BAB assembly standalone, and then another one also it will provide like Fluent API. See, these two template they will provide Fluent Blazor BAB apps along with this standalone. So I will use this one, the next, and just for Fluent UI demo, next, and I just keep it .NET 8 because it is support with .NET 8. And also I just use that include sample pages, and rest of things I just keep it same. Also you can just use whatever you want, like it is auto server mode or WebAssembly mode. These are two render mode, right, in a Blazor application. So those are, you can just separate you can use it. So I use that both and just create. So once you create, you will go to the solution folder. You will see this two project has been created. One is client and another is a server. So that server also actually interact with this client project. So if you go to dependency, so in project C, the client also just include in this as a reference they are using. And this client does not have anything, only just counter page. Okay. And then in this server, in the server means in this server component, server application, you will see others rest of the pages like home page, weather page. Okay. So once it's done, let me run. Okay, now it's running. Now see, we are able to see home page, counter page, and counter also. I'll show you in the code as well, like how they are using the Fluent UI, that control, like button control. And also if you go to that weather forecast, but by default, see, once I click, it is not able to ascending descending format, right? That also I will do in here. So if I go to the code and the file folder structure as well, it is pretty much similar to our Blazor application, right? So these have components, is the pages, it is have layouts and everything. And also if you go to the dependency in the packages, see, here they using that Microsoft Fluent API .NET Core component. So this is a using in this component itself. But yeah, in upcoming session will what we'll do, whatever we have existing application of Blazor, we'll use this component and we'll use all the control as well. So that is fine, I think it is similar everything. But yeah, this is new route component. This routes component actually showing that whatever we are trying to do over here. See, I just use another assembly, so I can define over here that whatever assembly I am using over here. So this is a way newly added .NET 8. So this router file, which is we can mention whatever assembly we want to use, means whatever other project we want to use over here. So that is fine. And now what we can do, let me show you that component wise, right? So we have a home component. So in this component, nothing, this is a straightforward HTML. There's a nothing. But yeah, once you go to that counter component, that counter component, see, and previously in the default Blazor application we use that button control, right? But here they use that button, Fluent button, right? So which is providing with this template. So this is a flexibility they provide, that that predefined button, and we can just pass whatever we want, like we want to on click and we want to something. So those are properties they mention. You can just pass it and you can just use it, right? So this is the way. And also see, again they using something like Fluent API, which is just showing that if you want to show something, uh, increment your counter, right? So that also that's appearing over here, right? So this is the way we can use it. Similar if you go to uh, weather component, right? So in this weather component also, see, the grid, they using that grid, right? So if you don't use that Fluent API, definitely you have to put some logic, okay, for each loop, and then iterate that what is say your data, and then binding your tr td, and you have to just create forcefully your table, right? But yeah, the Fluent API provide us is a Fluent grid, data grid. You can just pass it to your items, means your data collections, and then you are just specify some others properties as well. As just stop here, I think it's just mismatching something. So once you stop, so you can see there's a mention, you can just whatever proper column you want to specify, you can just specify the column. And as well as you can see there is a many property flexibility also provide, like alignment, you can just set the alignment where you want. Also shortable, it should be shortable or not, you can just control itself this property as well. So those are things but yeah, this is a default data. We just returning the data and just binding over here, that's it. Okay, now what I will do, I'll show you a few other things which will show you in the demo as well, so that we can we can easily ascending descending, we can able to do ascending descending. Let me run. As of now it is not working, right? So why it's not working, I'll tell you. So if you go to that weathercast, if you click, it is not working. Why? Because see, this Fluent UI is working only the server mode, not client mode, or just WebAssembly. There's a two render mode, right? The WebAssembly is the client side, as the server mode is the server side. So what you can do, you can just change your render mode as a, there's a many way actually you can render mode using itself component ways, and also you can use uh, in your app settings. So where is that app settings? If you go here, app.razor, yes, here, right? So here is just mentioned routes. So what are routes, or what are the render mode you want to use, you can just use it over here. So it's very simple. Let me specify that render mode over here. That's it. Okay, you can just whatever render mode you can just want to use, you can just change it over here. But as a demonstration perspective, I'll show you that how it will work, right? So let me refresh. It should be automatically refresh. I don't need to do any refresh. But once I see, now once I change the render mode, it is ascending descending facility over there, right? Okay, so let me do one more changes in this grid. So here what I want to do, I just increase our data, right? So let me increase the data, for example range 1 to 5, right? So let me put 1000, save, and once it's update, it should be update. It's not updating, I guess. Let me refresh. Okay, now refresh, now updating. Now see, it is load all the 1000 records in the page directly, right? So that also is another flexibility in this grid, provide us that virtualization. So if I virtualization mode enable, so that will control whatever data first time is load. For example, I want to load some few data, right? So just we can control using this virtualization as well. So what I am trying to do, just use virtualize and specify true. Once I save, if you go back here, now see, this time, okay, again I need to refresh. I think hot reload is not working here. Yeah, now see, this data load, right? Once you scroll up, now see, again it's trying to load. So only render just whatever data we have on the default items, but once you scroll up, it's automatically get the data and reload the data over here, render the data over here. So that's another flexibility. Many flexibility actually provide us in our Fluent grid control. So that's also you can check in this documents. But yeah, everything will cover in this series. Every control will try to use, and also we'll give one example, like we'll use a CRUD operation, and that CRUD operation how we can achieve with this Fluent UI with the existing application. That also will try to in upcoming session. And yeah, that's all. And also you will see, can see there is a many things you can do with this grid, right? So those also will show you. And if you also see, there's a many flexibility to the pagination, so that also we can handle. So that's all for this session. And yeah, so an upcoming session we'll use in existing application. So till now, keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.